Good morning, everyone. This is a video on how I prep for a tutu. I'm going to do a just choose one color, and then I'll show you how to put the ribbon on. So it's kind of going to be two projects in one, just for demonstration purposes. I am working on a no ribbon tutu. But it is the same, almost the same process. The measurements are going to be a tad bit differently. So I'll do another video, but I wanted to include in this video a little demonstration of me sewing an actual ribbon on a piece of tutu. So, or a piece of tulle. So you'll see. But for this one, as far as getting it cut, it's the same process. So I'm going to cut out a piece of tulle and show you how I prep for my tutu. So this would be the first step. I don't know if you can see, I'm actually making a matching skirt for that. So it's going to be a rainbow no ribbon tutu. So I do it the same way. But it is a sew. I know on some videos you might see a no sew, no ribbon tutu, but this one I sew up the waistband. So for this, hopefully I have the camera position good. So for a 4T, I'm going to need 15 yards. So I have 5 colors. So I'm going to do 15 yards divided by 5. And because I want to see the color go around the tutu twice, I'm going to again divide that by 2. So we're going to get 15 divided by 5, which is the colors, divided by 2, which is the number of times I want to see it go around the tutu, which is 1.5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 3.5 is 1.5. So I'm going to measure out 1.5. And I'm talking about yards, so 1.5 yard of each color I'm going to cut out. I'm only going to show you guys one color for the purpose of the video so that it won't be a long video. I'm trying to stay in camera here. So here's one, and the half is right here. So for me, I just take a piece of tape, like painter's tape. I put it on my table and mark that 1.5 so I know where to stop. So I take my cutting mat. It's a self-healing mat. I pick a number. It doesn't matter which number. I really go in kind of like the middle. So I usually use 10. So I just line 10 up with my tape. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop. So you take your tool, put it at the end of your table. I'm just going to turn it just a little bit. Okay, so this is the end of my table over here. That's where I'm going to start. You're going to want to buy tool off the bolt. I order mine from BB Crafts. You can get your tool from Amazon or whatever you prefer. I do bbcrafts.com, and my secondary is Amazon if I can't get that. Okay? So then I go ahead and cut at the 10 because that's my 1.5 yard. And my tool is a little bit longer than my mat, so I go ahead and cut that. The next step is to basically roll it back in the tool. The bolt basically. I'm gonna back it up just so that you can see the whole thing. So basically what you're gonna do is roll this back up the way you took it off the bolt. So you're going to take about 5 or 6 inches, either 7, and fold it. All you're doing is folding it back like you took it off the bolt. Basically roll it back on the bolt. Which is about 6 or 7 inch folds. Every time you do it, it doesn't have to be perfect. You might get a little bit at the end. I fold it in half like this. Put it to the side. because I'm doing 2 and I don't want to forget to do it later, I'll cut 2 on camera just so I know I'm done with the blue. Again, just make sure your 10 stays on. Okay, so I'm cutting at the 10 again for my 1.5 yards. Roll it back on the bolt. When it comes off the bolt, it's coming in 2 layers. One is open-ended, the other one is a fold. 6 to 7 inch folds. Roll it back on the bolt. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if you can do as nice as you can, that's going to help you out in the long run. Okay. So, all right, next step already. So for this length, for my 4 T's, I use, for no ribbon, it's going to be 18 inches long. If I was putting ribbon on there, I take off 2 inches because the ribbon is 1.5, so I take about 2 inches off, or 1.5, whatever you prefer. But when it's no trim, I add 2. So I'm going to do 18 inches. So you're going to flip your mat, or you can leave it the same. It's up to you. I flip mine. So you take your folded, your little small bolt that you folded up. You're going to take that, put it on the mat. You're going to take the end that has the fold and cut the fold off. Grab something to help you keep it still. I just use a candle sometimes, or whatever's close by with a little bit of weight. Don't have to be super heavy. But cut the fold off and make sure all your tulle is being cut off. You don't want to have, because sometimes when you wrap it up, it's not super even. If you're not, perfect with it, it's not even. This is pretty good. So I can take about 1 inch or 1.5 inches off. I'm just going to cut at my 1. Get that off. Now you're going to want to shift it back to the 1 so you can get your 18 inches. At this point, this is where we're cutting 18 inches. You're going to want to just scrap this or trash it. No, trash it. Don't scrap this. Trash that. Bring this back to the 1 so that you're making sure you get to your 18 inches. So you go to 18. Cut at the 18. This is for a 4T. Measurements will differ for the size. Okay? So you can trash this or scrap it, whatever you choose. The next step in my process, just so I make sure that my tulle is even, and when I sew, I get a nice clean sewing area, basically. And you're going to want this when you are sewing. You're going to want it nice and even, because tulle shifts and moves. It's not the easiest fabric to work with. So what I do to avoid or to manage my tulle, I get sewing clips, which are these little things. Sewing clips, boop, boop, boop. You can get them from Hobby Lobby. They come in different sizes. Mine are pretty small, but I've seen them bigger at Hobby Lobby. You can get them from Hobby Lobby. You can get them from Amazon. I'll try to link in the description box these things. Amazon, you can get more for your money, because I think I might have paid $5 for these, and it was like 100 of them. So I'm going to take these, right? So I'm going to lay this all out. So I'm going to take my 1.5 yards. I'm going to spread this all out, open it all up. Keep it as straight and nice and neat as possible. Keep it together. Keep the layers on top of each other. And that's the point we're trying to do. We're trying to keep the layers together. We don't want them to separate. So this is the exact purpose for this. Some people are able to manage this tool, keep it on top of each other. I'm not that good, so I need help. So I use these as my little helpers. So basically what I do is I clip my 2 layers together from when I opened it up. For 1.5 inch, you're looking at about 6 or 7 clips, maybe 8. Keep your tool together. Keep the layers nice together. So we have 1. So you just spread them out evenly, or however you feel like you can manage, which is probably like 5 or 6 inches apart. Okay. So even if you skip this step, the next step is what you want to do. So we have our layers together. They're nice and even. You have to fold this in half now. So fold it in half long ways. Okay. So again, the purpose is to keep these layers together. So we clip 2 layers together. Now we need to clip all 4. Okay, so go in, unclip what you clipped. And this is an extra step, guys, which is very optional. But this is how I manage my tool. So basically I'm unclipping the 2 layers, putting the 4 in there. The purpose is to keep all the layers together and even and straight as possible. Tool, you're never going to get perfect, but we want to strive. The least we can do is strive for the perfection. It's not going to be perfect, but we want to get as close as possible. So I have most of my layers are pretty even. I'm just going to go back because I have some bumps here and I want it to be a little bit straighter. So I'm going to go back, which is fine. Sometimes you might have to do it 2 times. Lay it down, get it straight again. It's an extra step. You may not want to do it or feel like doing it, especially if you're really busy. But I find that this extra step is worth it. One time I tried to do it without it because I started to get a little bit better. And I was like, nope, I'm going back to my process that I was doing. You'll see when we're sewing that this really helps. Okay, so we just went back over it and made it a little bit neater. Because what you want it to look like, you want to have it nice and smooth if possible. So you get all your layers under and get it as straight as possible. Okay, and it's not going to be perfect because it's tulle, and tulle is not perfect because of all the creases that might come along with it. So this is actually pretty good all the way up into this end right here. So what I'm going to do, because it's wrinkled, and when I cut it originally, that's probably what made it a little bit uneven. So what I do is I just get my mat and just even it out. It's not a big deal. Even it out. Okay, just took that little piece off. And now I'm even. Because of all the wrinkles and everything in the tulle, when you first originally cut it, it may not come out super even. But we can always fix it. No one's going to see a flaw in your tulle when you're making it straight. And I have a little bit that's off here. I'm just going to take this, just straighten it out. It's no big deal. You will not see the difference in your final product. Okay? So that's that. Look how nice and even and straight it is. Okay? So you just fold it up, put it to the side, get all your tulle cut out. This is what I'm going to do, purpose of the video. So this is all I'm going to do. So that's the step, okay? So what I'm going to do next is take a piece of already cut and clipped tulle and show you how I attach the ribbon. So I'm just going to come out of camera really quick, move you and angle you to my sewing machine. And I'm hoping that I can get a good angle for my sewing machine for you. I use this Singer Heavy Duty. It's pretty fast, that's why I like it. Okay. I'm going to use this 1.5 inch double-sided ribbon just for the purpose of the video. Any color, I have any color, because I just want to show you guys how I add the ribbon, because I don't want this to be a really long video. If you need help learning how to work this thing, if you wind up getting it or something, just leave a comment for me and I'll make a video on how I use it. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional by any stretch, but I can assist. Okay, so I just want to show you how that step helps me. And I really hope that you can see, and you probably can't. Okay, still probably no. Okay, and let me just try one more angle here. Let me just get really, really close. Okay, let's try this out. All right, guys, I'm just going to switch us because that is a really bad glare over there. And I do apologize. Okay. A little better. And please forgive me, these are my first videos, so I'm not really that good at editing and all that good stuff yet, so just bear with me. I promise that they will get better. So I'm just going to thread this really quickly. This is the self threader, which I just learned how to use. Okay, so for this, if you have a roll of ribbon, this is 1.5, you would burn that off with a lighter. And if you had a one-sided ribbon, you would put the pretty side down. This is double-sided, so it doesn't matter. And you're going to put your end here of the ribbon and line it up with your foot, the end of your foot. And just press it down. until you get your tool. Okay. Then you get your tool. Put it in the middle here. So I'm going to bring it closer. I'm going to line it up over here and then I'll bring it closer for you, because I want to show you exactly what I did. So what I'm doing is, as far as the measurement is concerned with the ribbon, so you leave the ribbon down and you put your open end. You see, this is the fold. You want to use your open end is going to be on your ribbon. So you're going to put it on top of your ribbon. Lift it, lift your foot up, lift your foot up. Then when you put your tool under on top of your ribbon, you're going to put it down and hold it. Then I'm going to get close and I'm going to tell you what I use as far as measurements. So usually we can say, oh, 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch, all that. What I do is I basically just use, because we're using, as far as the measurement, I use the length of, or the width of the foot. So that's as far as my tool goes. So the beginning, and then this is as far as it needs to go down. Okay, because if it starts going this way and all that, you put too much on here, it's just going to look really sloppy. So this is a good guide to how much tool you need on your ribbon. And for me, because I like my stitching to go close to the end of my ribbon, I move this over. Okay, so now my needle is closer to the end of my ribbon. It just looks nicer. Okay. Okay, so we have clips on here, as you can see, and we'll take them off as we go. Okay, so of course, lower your foot. I'm gonna try not to be in the way too much, and just so you start and then back it up. Then just use that line. Keep your tool right where the width of your foot is. That's all you need. That's all you need. If you go a little bit over, a little bit under, it's not the end of the world, but you want to make sure all 4 of those layers stay nice and even, and that was what the clip was for. And the more you do it, the better you will get. So we're coming up on a clip. Just stop it, take your clip off, keep going. We're coming up on a clip. We'll get kind of close. We'll wait till the clip gets here and take it off. Keep going. Just hold on to your tool, hold on to your ribbon. Okay. And we're almost done. This is very easy. We're attaching tool to the ribbon. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I covered the camera. You see? Really easy. Really easy. And we're coming up on the end. Okay. Remove your clip. Keep going. Okay. So all right, I'm really sorry, guys. I have to move around. See, all 4 layers staying together. Once you get to the end, just lock it up. That wouldn't really be the end because you would have more ribbon to match your tool, but just for demonstration purposes, I grabbed just a little bit of ribbon and I had an extra piece of tool that I overcut last time, so it worked out for the video. Okay, so So basically, guys, what we did was attach the ribbon to the tulle. Look how the inside, this is the raw side, so this is the ugly side, okay? But see how nice and even that is? And that's because we clipped it and we kept all those layers together. Tulle could be very hard to work with, but if we find little helpers, we can manage it, okay? So this is nice and still even. This, even the raw side is pretty. Hopefully you can see it. So look, easy, easy peasy. And all we have to do later is put the channel in. Channel is basically, all you're gonna do is take straight stitch, enough for your elastic. That's it, and you're gonna run it down here. These are 2 straight stitches. Nothing fancy about this process at all. If you can sew, if you can drive, you can sew. And if you can sew a straight line, you can make a tutu, okay? So what I do is I like always match your ribbon with your thread, always. It looks nicer. You know, I see people that use, you know, would have put white on here. That's, you know, I take the extra step and put the matching thread. It just looks better, guys. Okay, so even my ugly side looks nice, and my pretty side, my thread is nice and close. It's not too close, you know, but it's nice and close, because the half, if it would have been in the middle, it would have been more down here and it'd been too much floppy on top. So I like to get as close as I can, and then that's it, guys. That's it. Okay, that's it. It just needs a channel and elastic, and I'll do another video on the channel, and then we'll do that. Matter of fact, maybe the next video, just because I don't really want long videos, because I want you guys to watch, maybe I'll use the same piece, teach you how to put the channel in, and we'll put the elastic in the next video. But thanks for watching. This was just a quick tutorial on preparation and putting the ribbon on. Easy couple steps. If you have any questions, just ask in the description box. Like I said, I'm not a professional. However, this is my process that I use, and I'm pleased with the result when it's completed. So thank you guys for watching. Like my video, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to put some more videos up there, and then we can make and work together on making these beautiful tutus for the kids. All right. Thank you again. Have a great day.